'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. We are 7 days away from the big fat man making his appearance in the world on the day of Christ, the Mass of Christ. Mass, I mean night in a language, maybe? Who knows? Christmas. It's around the corner. And we're going to get lubed up and get ready to just fucking do it, you know? It's dudes with brews on a porch.
Fa la 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 la. Cue it.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Ah. To do it just in the right now and to do it again. Here we are. Dudes with the bruises on the porch. My name's Rob. He's Drew. I'm Drew. He's Rob.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Do we have to do everything again? Is that?
No. We'll let
Okay.
people decide who's who. You know, those are the names. If you're not familiar with the show, those are the names of the people that you're going to hear speaking, and you have to decide who is who. One person's Rob, one person's Drew, and I guess you make that call and really
I'm
make
just
a
saying,
judgment.
Yeah, Drew sounds like the name of a guy with bad equipment, bad microphone.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe
Rob.
I'm him.
Well, I just gave it away. I said your name.
Well, Rob talks in the third person.
Correct. I am back on it, back on the bourbon stout train. 'Tis the season, of course, and I am enjoying the Bourbon County brand backyard stout from Goose Island. It is their 2023 variant. They made 3 different types, I think 3 or 4. I got my hands on 2 of them. They release them on Black Friday every year. They're bourbon stout, and a lot of people, it sells out really quick. People showed up to the place where I buy my beer at 6 a.m. to get their hands on some of this stuff, and it dropped a pretty penny, but I was able to get some, which is good. This version is the backyard stout. So this is an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with mulberries, boysenberries, and marionberries. It is 12.9 ABV, 0 on the IBU. It comes in their old school bottle. It says Bourbon County on it. I have it in this sophisticated glass because I'm a bougie bitch. It looks like your typical stout, you know. It's black. It's got a little bit of like of a purple hue to it, if you will. It could be because of the berries. When I smell it, I just get like the stout stuff to it. Let's see how it tastes, shall we? It's definitely got the little bit of a bourbon kick to it. Not overpowering. Not like it blends well, I guess you could say. It has the stoutiness that you normally would get. I get a little hint of sweetness when I drink it. Probably all the berries, you know. But Rob, I can't say I know what a boysenberry tastes like. Do you
You don't know what a boysenberry tastes like? I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but
I might have
it's
had
the
them
best.
before.
It's the best. Did you remember back in the day when you would go to a diner and they would have 3 different types of syrup?
Mm-hmm.
They'd have a maple, they'd have like a blueberry maybe, and then they'd have that weird one that was amazing, tasted amazing. It was the greatest syrup you ever had. That
Yeah.
was boysenberry.
Okay. Well, it does have that little bit of a syrup taste to it. It's got that sweetness to it as well. So it's got a little bit of, it's got the boozy burn a little bit. It's got no bitterness. It's got I don't know, your typical characteristics of a stout. And yeah, it's sweet. It's not bad. So we'll see how it treats us as the night moves on. Rob, what are you having?
I'm drinking an American IPA from Paperback Brewing Company called What the Fuck.
What the fuck?
It is a West Coast IPA with Azaka, Eldorado, and Mosaic hops. 7% on the ABV, although the can would suggest it is 9% on the ABV. So I don't know if I want to believe the can or Untapped. But I'm going to say the can's probably more accurate.
Yep.
But then that calls into question Untapped's IBU rating. What does that mean if they can't even get the ABV right? How can I trust 67 on the IBUs?
She was
These
half
are all
demon.
questions. Yeah,
She was half demon, half babe, and all surprises. Is that what your can says?
that is what it says.
What the fuck?
It's a double IPA, and it is another. This was provided to me by a friend of mine. From work, Francisco.
Oh.
So thanks to him. Shout out to him for another free beer.
Man, what a life you live. That's that's nice.
I don't know if it's my nose or the beer, but like when I smell close to the beer, I don't smell anything, and then when I get further away from it, I smell. I don't smell much there either, but I keep on getting wafts of a beer smell. I just don't know if it's coming. It must be coming from this beer. Can't be.
It's not coming from my end.
Yeah, it's not coming through the microphone.
Oh, that's good. Well,
so I don't have much smell on this one, but
all right. Well, give it a sip. Sippy sip.
It's an interesting flavor. I don't even know how to describe it necessarily. There's a little bit of a sour tartness to it up front. It goes away, but man, I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but it feels almost like it burns the back of my throat just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little tinge, just a little tiny tinge. That might be the 9% alcohol.
Could be.
But I'm not right now. This is not a very flavorful beer.
All right, we'll see how it goes. We'll see where the ride takes you. May I do some complaining?
Can I first bring up something that I was thinking about when I was listening to our old episodes?
Yeah.
I was listening to the last couple episodes, which if you haven't listened to them, I think you should. They were engrossing. They were funny. I liked them.
Good.
I liked them.
Good.
But we've been putting out some good episodes.
I agree.
But I did just want to ask the question. Do you think we should update the intro for Madison's sake? She's now a
15?
Teenager that might not want to be associated with us as much as she did when she recorded that.
She wants to be on an episode.
Oh, she wants to.
Yeah.
You got one of those rare teenagers that like their dad.
Right. Yeah, no, she wants to be on an episode. There is an unreleased episode with her, Carissa, and I, and it's just so bad. I never.
Well, you shouldn't give her you shouldn't give her 12% triple IPAs.
Oh, right.
I mean, that's just that was a bad idea. I heard the rough cut of that.
Yeah, no, I think she was drinking a Dr. Pepper. But anyways, yeah, I'll consider it. We'll have to talk to her about it. So Rob, over the weekend, it wasn't the best of weekends. It wasn't the worst of weekends. It was a weekend. Saturday, we did the basketball stuff. Ashton had 2 basketball games, and that's great. Good to watch. Get the young ones involved in sports and community and team building. It's a good thing. Good skills to learn. Then we go to my dad's side of the family's Christmas party we have every year. Obviously, this is the first year without Pops, so it was not, I wasn't necessarily looking forward to it. Get to where we're getting, and I am met with silence when I walk in. Absolute silence. Nobody says hello to me. No one says Merry Christmas. just met with silence. And then I met with my grandma, who says, "Oh, I heard Madison was sick after the last time you were here. So over Thanksgiving break, or Thanksgiving, I should say, we stopped by at my grandparents' house, hung out with them for a little bit, and then the next morning, Madison was sick. She threw up. It happens, right? Apparently, my grandparents got sick as a result of that too, and that's all that I heard about from most of that time. And then one of my relatives stopped my wife to scold her for bringing sickness into the house around individuals in their late 80s and putting them in the emergency room, because that was our plan all along.
Did they went to the emergency room, huh?
I guess my grandpa
Did they hold them? Did they hold them there overnight?
No, I don't think so.
So it was an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've gone to the emergency room for a toothache, unwarranted.
My they were pretty sick. They were pretty sick. It is what it is. But obviously, had I known my kids were sick or were going to be sick, I wouldn't have brought them over, right? Everybody was fine that day that we saw them. But that's all I heard about. That's all I heard about the whole time. Mind you,
you should have turned the tables on them and said, well, how do you know that if Madison wasn't sick and they weren't sick and we enter the same room and then they all get sick at the same time later, how do you know they weren't sick to begin with?
Exactly. Well, then it's like, so that's all I ever really heard about. And then I told another relative of mine, like a little bit later, I was like, I didn't do that on purpose. Like, it wasn't intentional. And I was like, you don't even know for sure that it was my kids that got them sick. They were around other people a day prior, right? So it could have been from anybody, but the blame got placed on me, the black sheep of the family, and that's how it goes. And then that's all I heard about. That's really all I heard about, and it pissed me off. I was there for 15
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Are you developing Munchausen's by proxy?
Huh?
Do you like the attention that you get when your family members are sick? So
No.
You're starting to make them sick?
No.
The fact that you're taking this so seriously is really undermining what I'm going for. So just cut it all out. It's fine.
It pissed me off, Rob. It pissed me off, and I'm not happy about it. I talked to my grandpa about it, and my grandpa was on my side. He's like, "You didn't know we were gonna get sick. You didn't know she was gonna get sick," and he's like, "I like it when you come over. Like you're one of." And granted, I'm one of the only people that sees him on a regular basis. I'm the guy. I'm the person, and it just put me in a spot where I'm really fucking frustrated. I have my other grandma on my other side that's dying right now. That's on my mind. I'm at this party for the first time without my dad. That's on my mind. And then I get this. And I'm not trying to say, "What was me?" Whatever. I think people go through stuff. It comes in waves. It comes and goes. It is what it is. It's what I have to deal with. But I'm pissed about it. And it made me reflect a little bit about what the word family means to me. And you know what? I've fluctuated in my definition of family, defining what it is. And you know what? And I'm at the point now, and I don't care that I'm going to say this. If you're blood related to me, that's meaningless to me. I don't care. Rob, you're my family. You Trevor.
Just real quick, I gotta take this.
Yeah, fuck off. You, Trevor, Ryan. That's my family. Of course, some of my blood relatives I consider my family. But there's people that have known me my entire life, but know nothing about me. And granted, I'm on the same side with them. I probably don't know much about them either. I have my assumptions about them. They have their assumptions about me. I'm not innocent by any means, but I'm just fucking over it, man. I'm over letting people that aren't with me, that aren't on my side. I'm done with it. And granted, the phone works both ways, of course, but I have a lot of fucking qualms with a couple of these people, and I'm never gonna address it with them unless they listen to this episode. And
which they won't.
no, they won't, and that's fine with me too. But I just, dude, I'm just fucking done with it, and I'm, like,
Well, yeah,
it just
dude,
really made me really reflect on family and is on if it's really important or not, or who, like, just because you're blood, that doesn't make you a
well,
part of my
that's
team.
yeah. Family is important. Relatives, not as much. Relatives, you don't get to choose. Family, you do get to choose. We've already in our in my relatives and my family, because they overlap quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've already welcomed you into the fold. We've it's like
Oh yeah, long
you
ago.
you beat me to the punch, telling my mom Happy Mother's Day.
Almost every year.
Oh, yeah, I can't get up early enough. I can't even on night shift, and
When we were both
I
on third
mean,
shift, I still said it before you.
yeah, it's
It's
kind of
so good.
bullshit, but it's also says a lot about at least if you keep me coming in second, so at least I have that.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's like I also grew up with a stepdad where my quote unquote step relatives, they are my family more so than my blood relatives on my dad's side would be considered to me. I don't dislike them.
Mm-hmm.
I have no, but I don't know them. I don't have a relationship with them, and if that's not if family is not a word that is synonymous with relationship, and it's a relationship that can go up and down, but it's always there. It's not. It's what's the word? Unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, relatives, if you can cut somebody out of your life, they're not your family. That's just they're not part. They're not in that word for you, and that's okay. That's fine. I have people out here I consider family now that I spend holidays with. I talk to when I have a problem. I can be honest with them and know that I'm not going to be judged or whatever harshly, or they're going to go, "Fuck you, you're bad, you're a terrible person. Why don't you get your shit together, you piece of human garbage?" They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
say that to me.
And it would,
They're going to stop me from saying that to me. So it's
yeah.
that and that's where
It just
you're okay.
it
It's
just got
fine to
me.
do that.
Yeah, and it just got to the point. One, I'm just like, don't talk to my wife about this. Like, if you got something to say it to me. Like, don't talk to my wife about like that to her. Like, I don't like it. And then it's
Well,
like,
you know what? When the hens get together,
and then
so let's go back to the 50s for a moment, and it's really just be bad people.
yeah. And
Um,
I mean, and I don't want to, like, if they were to hear it for whatever reason, I have a lot of issues with one specific individual. And I
can we
have,
get a name and social security number, address, and phone number?
yeah, that's the thing. I don't even know their address. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, and it felt nice that my grandpa was on my side, and he's just like, he straight up told me, he's just like, don't listen to what the bullshit that they're telling you. He's like, they
That's
have
the only,
no
yeah,
place
that's
for
the
that.
only guy you got to listen to,
Yeah,
because he's been around the block.
he
He
has.
knows a thing or two.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just
Not a
frustrating.
fun way to not a fun way to spend the first Christmas back together
Right.
since the
Since, yeah,
what was
I
happening, and
haven't.
yeah.
I last Christmas in 2022, I didn't get a Christmas with my dad because he was in the hospital, and then he got released from the hospital, and then I saw him on New Year's Day, and then on January 7th he passed away. So you know what I mean? Like, I got a New Year's Day with him, but I didn't get like a real last Christmas with him, which it just is what it is. But that's not how I wanted it to go. And I was nervous. I was nervous to go to this party because I had a
But
feeling that
can I just
yeah.
can I interject though, just so that there's a secondary perspective on this? Just like I think you're completely warranted, and I know how you like. We talk about this outside of this podcast, and um how you feel your role in your quote unquote family or your relatives are, and how they view you. In this particular case, just to play not devil's advocate, but an advocate of sorts, they're coming off of the loss as well a year ago. They're reminded of it. They're in a place. Uh, they might be lashing out emotionally because, oh, now grandma and grandpa are sick. We need to we don't want any more, like, we don't want to be reminded of what we went through last year. And they're lashing out at whatever, whoever they can, and you're the easy target because you have a daughter that got sick at the same time. They're not asking the questions, the logical questions of how did, like, maybe there was something that they all ate, maybe there was a third party that came in that wasn't showing symptoms but was contagious. Like, maybe it was the grandparents that were sick first. They're not asking those questions. They're going logical conclusion. Your daughter sees more people than grandma and grandpa do. She got sick at the same time they did.
Right.
Ergo, she brought the illness in. I have to blame you because I don't want to lose somebody else. That's the emotion I feel like they might be playing on,
I don't
less
know.
than the emotion of going like, Drew, you fucking suck. How
Yeah.
dare you? It's more like, I don't want to lose another person.
Maybe.
And I don't.
And I
I'm
think
just throwing that out there.
yeah, sure.
Just
It would have been, yeah, if they were afraid, if they don't want to lose another person, well, maybe the person they lost, they should have spent a little more time with and responded to
and
his
that
invites
like
and
what
stuff
we're
like that.
what we're talking about is, yeah.
Sure.
This is all emotional speak, it's very like it's easy. The fact that that's where your mind goes with that, which is completely warranted, I'm sure. It still is it still informs the fact that, yeah, maybe they didn't do enough, maybe they didn't have enough time, maybe they didn't use their time well enough, which only is going to embolden their anger in this situation more because
Yeah.
um,
But I mean, it's like,
but it's still unwarranted logically, and in terms of just reality. It's not okay for this is how death actually, like, a thing that should bring families together, actually tears families apart,
yeah.
because of things like this, these weird dynamics of nobody just going, I'm still coping with this, and I'm sorry, but this, like, I feel this way. I'm scared about this. I have this issue. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have taken my time. But I didn't. But most people don't get introspective that way, and they lash out
Yeah.
externally instead.
Yeah. So
Now,
instead of being,
is that your family? I don't know.
maybe. I know one individual would never admit to something like that because, it doesn't make them look good. So, as you can see, I'm fucking fired up about it, and
And
it bothers me. And I
I'm
have
not
a
trying
plan.
to.
I have.
I'm not trying.
I'm not. I'll go ahead and say it because I don't think many people are going to listen to this in my family. I don't plan on talking to them much longer, if at all.
And that's fine.
And
You know,
there's a timeline, and when we get to that point, I am there. I will no longer talk to my dad's side of the family, and I'm okay with that.
well, and weirdly enough, like, that was something that I made that decision a while ago, and now, like, that's this side of the family. They can see that I do a podcast. I share it every week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think any of them are listening to it. If they are, I'll call them out right now. Reach out to me, because I'm telling you, there was a time where I said, I'm done with the Phillips side of the family. When I go and see my dad, when there's aspects to it that I are tolerable, but it was not something that I enjoyed doing. It was something that caused me great anxiety.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm less of a Phillips. I gravitate towards the fact that I was raised by a Marcy, and was made to feel welcomed by that family.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my biological dad, he should hear that, and I would hope that he would feel happy that I felt like I belonged to a family growing up. Um, but I will say, when I moved out here, he did something that shocked me, which was, like, I hadn't talked to him for like 3 years, to the point where he was asking my older brother about it. I wasn't talking to really anybody in that side of the family except for my Aunt Patty, because she reaches out to me. Um, and like, but when I did go and see him, like, before I came out here, all of a sudden it was like I connected with him in a way where it was at a time in his life where I feel like he was open to being wrong about something, which I had not seen him do in my entire life, and that kind of humanized him for me. And then he also like gave me a vote of confidence when I was moving out here, and that was something that I hadn't experienced either from him. And that doesn't make him a bad person, doesn't make him a bad dad. He because he's a good dad to the kids that he was an actual dad to.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't me. You know, he didn't know how to do that when having been divorced and all these things. I'm not trying to vilify him. I'm not trying to put myself on some pedestal because I definitely shut down after a while too. But yeah, I made that decision, and I can't. You can that decision can fluctuate. You can take time away from those people, and like there's going to be something that happens that you're going to be forced back into a room with them. And when that happens, just don't have expectations for bad behavior. Don't have expectations for good behavior. Go in, be who you are. See how they react to it. If they keep reacting the way that the way that made you walk away from them, then don't go back after that event. Because it's probably going to be, most times it's a death. Most times it's a death that puts people in the same room that have not spoken for a long time and either harbor resentment or just don't care. Like you can walk away and go, I'm done caring about these people. Will they harbor resentment for that, or will they just go like, every once in a while they'll go like, oh, I haven't seen Drew for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna call him still.
Yeah, and it's not like I see these people on a regular basis. I see them maybe twice a year. So I mean, really, my life isn't changing at all. But I just there's a couple of things that are coming up that I'm not looking forward to. But I'm going to be there, and I'm going to keep doing what I do, and I'm still going to see my for sure my grandpa, because he wants me to come over. Like he even said, he's like, I hope this doesn't change how often you see me, because he likes that. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously, I would never fucking bring somebody somewhere to intentionally get them sick, because that's just out of this world.
No,
And
there's no one out there fucking thinking that, unless they're truly sociopathic and truly like a Munchausen by proxy, who goes, if my relatives are that sick and passing away, I get special treatment at work. I'm assuming you know what Munchausen by proxy is and all that. You've watched enough doctors. No. It's Munchausen's disease is people that get themselves they take medications for the side effects so that they can seem
sick.
Sick, so that doctors will pay attention to them, so that their family members will show concern for them. They're insecure people that something in their life has triggered a response where they don't trust. I don't exactly know what the mentality is behind it. I can only speculate on that. But essentially, they get themselves to look sick so that they fake being sick so that they can get the they can get the attention that comes with an illness, especially one that's deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Munchausen by proxy, that's like it tends to be with old elderly people or children, where somebody gets their child sick, so that they get sympathy, because they get to say, oh, my kid is sick, or oh, my grandparents are sick, or oh, a family member has passed. Those things. So if you rewind back to when I made that joke before, it was really funny, and I'm just letting our audience know it was worth a laugh.
Yeah.
Don't go back and listen to it again. But just trust what I'm telling you.
You said it on the downbeat.
Yeah, I said it to somebody that I assume knew what Munchausen by proxy was.
It's a tough word to say.
Yeah, well, it's 3 words. That's.
Oh, really? I would have thought it was only. Oh, yeah. Well, bi is the second one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But yeah, you're allowed to be angry about that. You should be. Especially, I would bypass everything and go, you guys, you can think that I got people sick, but you still say Merry Christmas or hello or Happy Thanksgiving,
dude.
whatever.
It was eerie. It was like,
it's like, you don't shun me. Are we Amish now?
Right. And it's seriously like just silence. And I was like, the fuck? And then after that happened, I was like, all right, I guess I'm going in the basement, and I started drinking.
It's a good coping mechanism.
We established that's what I do.
Yeah, it works.
So, but I did, out of that came, and it was kind of surprising to me, but a really good conversation with my brother-in-law, who I've never really had a talk like that with him before, and I have a newfound respect for him because of it.
Did he say something like that was kind of fucked up when you walked in and nobody said anything?
You might have said something along those lines, but like no, we actually we stepped outside because it was like, well, you're in an old person's house. It's hotter than shit in there.
Yeah,
and then you cram all those people in there, so the heat's blaring. You got all this body heat, and I was like, I need to go outside. So we went outside and we just chatted for a little bit, and I had a pretty good conversation with him. So that was my.
I mean, I would like to think that that's the type of brother-in-law that I am. That where it's like if I see my family do some shit, I'll pull you aside and go like, that's kind of weird, huh? That's kind of fucked up. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna. But I don't have the social skills with my family to create confrontation. So I'm gonna tell you out here. If you say anything about this, I will fucking deny it.
No, but I mean, that's just, dude. I already have such a negative view on Christmas already, and I need to change that. Because I outwardly express it. I don't want to ruin the holidays for my kids. I really don't. I love when my kids open their presents and they get psyched about it, and they're screaming and they're like, this is what I wanted. I like that. And I like knowing I provided that for them. I worked hard to get them that, and then they now enjoy it, and it's a beautiful thing, right? I do like that part. But there's
it's really great when you work really hard and then the credit goes to Santa Claus.
Well, so that conversation recently happened about with Ashton.
With Ashton. Mm-hmm. Madison already knew.
Yeah, she's 15.
Hey, I think I already told this story, but I remember being in high school when we had to write to kindergartners as elves.
Oh yeah, and the one guy's just like, wait a minute,
and one female woman person
peer
she raised her hand and went, why don't we actually send it to the North Pole? I don't get it.
Oh man. And
it was like a devastating moment for
yeah. So we had that conversation with Ashton not that long ago, and it was like we were getting to the point where it was getting closer to Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving we always did the Elf on the Shelf shit.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. It's just a lot of work, man. Let's be honest. Like,
so was that your cop out, or did he have inklings that?
Last year when we saw Santa, when we had to pay an astronomical amount of money to get a picture with a mall Santa, because we waited until the last minute, we were in line, and Ashton just goes, "That dude real? Like, is that guy?
That's all you need. That's all you need to hear from your kid to go like, all right, it's time to have a conversation."
Yeah. So we waited.
It's like
oh, what the fuck? Something went wrong. No, it was I don't know what happened. Anyways, so
I'm just saying when that question gets asked, that's where you go like, all right, let me talk to you about Santa Claus. We're gonna talk about leprechauns, Jesus. But the Easter Bunny is real, god damn it. I promise you that the bunny that lays eggs, that one is real.
Right. But so I mean we worked it in today, or not today, but like this year. I was like, Ashton, Santa's not real, right? And then it kind of led into the like, well, what about this person? No. And then like he's like, what about the Tooth Fairy? And we're just like, nah, that's us too. And he's like, what? He's like, you guys made up that email when you forgot to put money under my thing that one time? And I was just like, yep. And then I was like, well, you know who Santa's been this whole time? And he's like, what? Who? And I was like, it was Todd. So anytime Ashton would act up or like, kind of just
Oh,
be
like the
on
guy that you call
Yeah,
and put on
I would-
speakerphone? It
I
was
would-
Todd?
I would just send Todd a message. I'd be like, yo, can you make like because he's really good at Santa. I was like, can you send me a message? This is what's going on, this, and then it'd be Todd. I'd play the voicemail. I'm like, here, buddy, he's listening. He knows, and that would like whip him into shape. But yeah, one time we forgot to put money underneath his pillow after he lost a tooth. It's hard to do.
Did you take the tooth?
Yeah, no, I didn't. The tooth was still under there. I completely spaced it.
I was gonna say, if you took the tooth, but quote unquote forgot to
The
put
money.
the money, the tooth fairy's a little light this
We
year.
got robbed. But like, he's like, he woke up the next morning. He's like, "What the heck?" He's all mad. He's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man." And then like 5 minutes later, I just went online and like I found like a fake like email picture that the tooth fairy sent. And I was like, "Oh, buddy, look, I got an email from the tooth fairy. It was too windy last night. She couldn't make it. She's gonna do her best to
Too
get there."
windy. Interesting. I would have gone with there was a lot of hockey games last night. A lot of tooths fell out.
Oh, that's a good one.
she didn't have time to make it to all the places.
That's a good one. But yeah, and he bought it and he got the money the next night. But yeah, and it was kind of funny. But now, like, we're still obviously, when Jonah gets older, like we took Jonah to see Santa. The kids all got a picture with Santa this year, and he knows. He looks at him and he goes, "Santa, Santa," like he says it. So he knows.
You got another 12 years or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And it's fun.
And for us, it was like when Mike found out and started doing the gifts. The names started being wrong, and my parents had to go. I think Santa meant that one for this person, actually.
Yeah.
And you start asking questions. I don't know when I found out. I'm sure it was later than it should have been. I'm an optimistic, hopeful, happy, definitely not cynical or questioning individual.
Yeah.
So, I was probably 30.
30. I wish. I mean, I don't really remember when I stopped believing, but I think like some other kids like kind of ruined it for me. They're like, Santa's not real, bro. Like,
yeah, some poor kid that like their parents were like, we can't afford to take you to get the picture. That guy's a drunk.
well,
all right,
I mean,
it's us.
Yeah, I mean,
Or narcissistic parents that are like, I'm not giving the credit away.
well, that's what I mean. That's what honestly, like. So I grew up, I don't know, man. Like, I grew up with. We got stuff for Christmas, right? We did get gifts, but like Santa didn't buy me the guitar. He got my friend the guitar, and I'm just over here like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And that's why we, even when the kids were doing the Santa stuff, Santa always gave them the less expensive, kind of like cheaper stuff, like the artsy stuff that we used to get them. That would be a Santa gift, or a board game or something like that. That'd be a Santa gift. And then
that's the problem with Christmas. You just solved the problem with the whole Santa debacle. Is these parents that put a fucking guitar underneath and go, Santa brought that,
right?
Which then leads to questions that you have, where it's like, what did I do wrong that I only got Monopoly, a game everybody hates,
right?
About a system that's corrupt, in a world where society.
Yeah, I didn't.
9% is hitting me. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been drinking as much.
Yeah, I've been trying not to. I had some drinks during the game yesterday. The horrific game.
Yeah,
2-week losing streak, losing against
worse teams than we are.
Yeah, dude, it's not enjoyable. It's not fun. But you said you had something to talk about. What would you like to speak about?
Well, now I'll tell you what. Now what I have to talk about seems like just complete bullshit.
Well, that's okay. We need a little bit of that. You need a little real stuff, and then you need a little BS,
Well, there's a guy I work with that when he says goodbye to me, he says he gives me a hug and he leans into my ear and he whispers or says, he says, "Wash your ass."
Is that true?
That is true.
And he whispers it, and you're like whispers it.
He kind of says it exactly how I just said it. Wash your ass.
Wash your ass. Or wash.
Wash. WASH.
Maybe he's whispering
Now,
"watch your ass" and he just has an
no,
accent.
it's definitely wash my ass because this is where we get into why I wrote this down, which is I've never heard him say that to anybody else, but my anxiety over the fact that I might smell like unwashed ass has made me decide that that's how he says goodbye to people in his life. Like it's just like when we all go like take it easy, he goes wash your ass.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm right about that because I asked him one time. He dropped me off and I was getting out of the car. He goes, "Wash your ass, bro." And I go, "Dude, I gotta ask, is it like, do I smell like unwashed ass? Because I actually like take pretty good care of that, or I thought I did. I just don't know. I don't know what anybody else's regimen is. So maybe there's something that I'm not doing that other people are doing, and I don't know. Like, I'm willing to question that within myself."
Well, I think the real question is, do you have butt soap?
I don't have specific soap for my butt. No.
Oh,
See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know that there's even a such a thing.
I think
In
there
which
is.
case, if everybody else is using special butt soap and I'm not, then
I dedicate a bar to my butt. I'm
What
just saying.
is it shaped special? Do you
No,
you can
just a
get
bar.
optimal cleaning? Or is
Just a bar of soap that I scrub my ass with.
okay? But you don't use it anywhere else.
No,
That's smart. That's super smart.
I know.
Like I use body wash, so I can do an extra glob and just use it in my nether region.
Yeah.
And they get all sudsy. I let it sit. And try and get it from different angles.
There's a spot in the where it's placed, and everyone knows nobody touches. Nobody touches that.
Don't use
soap.
this on your face. Yeah,
Nobody
this is
uses
not
that
face soap.
except for Dad, and that is my special bar, strictly for my behind. You know, it's like a fucking, it's like a rainforest in there sometimes, man. You know, summers it gets sweaty. I gotta take care of business. I can't be walking around smelling like a caboose, you know?
Well, that's my worry. Is that I know people that smell like a caboose, and I don't think they know.
Get yourself.
I don't have a heart to tell them.
Get yourself a nice bar of unscented Dove, maybe some Irish Spring.
Unscented? No, I want.
You want a scented asshole?
Yeah, I want vanilla extract.
I'm worried that the chemicals like and the scented kind are gonna give me like butt cancer.
Everything gives cancer, man.
You're right. You're right. I'll
Unscented,
spring.
scented,
I'll
yeah.
spring for the scent next time.
Yeah,
So then when I fart, it smells like flowers.
and that's what I'm going for. Except for with Old Spice.
Yeah, Old Spice is great too. Do they make bar soap? I don't think they do. You got to get the bars. It's got to be a bar soap.
No, see, I use the body wash. Now I'm on body wash.
So I use body wash for the rest of my body, but I use the bar soap strictly for my butt.
See, I used to use shampoo for my butt.
Really?
Because I don't shave my ass crack. Like there's hair down there. I figured.
Oh God.
I'm not ashamed. Well, I'm a little ashamed to say that out loud. I actually am, but yeah, there was a time in my life where I was like,
Yeah.
you gotta where there's hair, shampoo is hair. You gotta use.
You got a point, but yeah. So, anyways,
So moving.
do you smell like? Did he say you smelled bad?
No, he said no. He was like no. It's just something.
Just a funny quip.
Yeah, it's just something he says. But I've never heard him say it to anybody else. But the only people I see him interact with are a 6'5" Romanian immigrant and a bunch of women.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to say it to any of them, even if it is his normal goodbye.
Does he say it to his grandparents, to his grandmother when they leave?
I think that's where he got it. Actually, I think she instilled that in him.
Wash your ass.
Yeah, that sounds like a hard-nosed grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Would just every time you see her, at some point she's going to drop that into conversation. Here's your soup, and wash your ass.
Maybe, because you never know when that last scrub is going to be. You know.
No, you don't.
Because like something could happen. Your house could explode, and then it's important to get that last thing, the last scrub. But
You just never know when you're going to be in a situation where somebody's near your
right,
butthole.
right.
You're stuck with your arm in an elevator, and somebody has to reach down to get your. I really fucked up by starting it that way because that doesn't really warrant a reason.
Lift you up somehow.
So
It's not-
yeah,
but your
your
arm is
hands are
stuck.
tied, and you've got to tie your shoe, and somebody gets down there from behind. I don't know. So the other thing I have written down. Let's move on from
Okay.
this because I've already divulged too much about myself. uh, I would like to, just for a moment, revisit the peanut butter and jelly discussion
Okay.
because I really had some time to think about this. And firstly, I just want to say I said Welch's jelly.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with Concord. I after the show, it dawned on I got the visual image of
Concord grape.
Concord.
That's just a flavor. That's not a brand, is it?
I think Concord is a brand, and grape is
I don't think
there's
so.
Concord strawberry.
I don't, is there?
I
Maybe.
think so.
I think, dude. I think you had Smuckers.
No, I did not. I like Smuckers, but Smuckers was a treat. Smuckers was when you want to spend because you're spending the same amount. It wasn't more expensive to get Smuckers, but you're getting less quantity.
Mm-hmm.
They had the smaller jars, so it was good jelly.
There's no brand called Concord. Concord
Then
grape
what
is
was
a flavor, dude. Welch's
from Welch's?
makes it. Yeah.
Okay, well then at least so I guess I was right. All right, let's table that.
Okay.
We don't even need to table it. We've solved that mystery. That just shows I didn't even look it up. But in my head, I was like Concord. That's the thing. I remember seeing that on the label. Man, jelly is super important to that sandwich because it offsets the thickness of the peanut butter. It gives a little moisture to the sandwich itself. When you're talking about why a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is so perfect and so good, you can't count jelly out of the mix. We did that in our episode. We kind of threw jelly under the bus, the proverbial steamrolling steamroller, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and said no. You squish that out of the sandwich because peanut butter is the substance and bread is what makes a sandwich. But jelly is important because if you've had a peanut butter sandwich, it's too thick. It's very hard to eat. It's the bread sticks to the top of your mouth. It's you got to have the jelly there. It's to offset the thickness of the peanut butter.
You might be right.
I might not. Might is the wrong word. Not might. I think I am right.
I still think I'm still leaning team peanut butter, but I'll have to reflect a little bit as I've been doing in my time. I don't have any homework anymore because the semester's over, so that's nice. Now I can.
forgot you were in school again
Yep.
because you haven't been complaining about it, so I don't.
Yeah, it's been getting the work done. Guess what my GPA is so far?
3.9.
Nope.
Lower?
No.
4.0.
Yeah, dog.
I'm sorry I didn't have faith in your ability.
Guess what? Guess what? My entire
or a lack of faith in our education system.
Yeah,
that's what I
might be-
really
might-
should have.
might
Yeah.
be one of them. Guess what? My entire GPA was on my last master's program.
4.0.
Yep.
3.95.
Nope. 4.0, baby. I'm a genius.
See, but that's the thing. I in college, I was getting A's all over the place. A pluses, 100%,
Yeah.
extra credit.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart. First off, second off, I found mistakes in those papers later. We underpay our teachers and professors so much that if you put in the work, they give you the grade.
That's not true.
I don't mean to. I'm not trying to shatter. You are a genius and you are worth a 4.0, but it is our education system that puts people in a position to give out grades that maybe they don't deserve. I don't think you're one of them because I talk to you and I know you. There's a reason why I like you. There's a reason I love you. It has nothing to do with your intelligence.
I was gonna say, I
by
hope
the
it's
way.
my looks.
It is your beard and your unwillingness to show me what's underneath your t-shirt. I mean, I'm gonna hold out for the day. I can't wait. The day you die, I'm gonna make sure you're shirtless in your casket. Yeah.
All right.
He went through this world
This is what you get.
wearing a
You
shirt.
get a bunch of these when you lift the shirt up.
Glazers.
Glazer donuts.
Yeah.
You like this?
I do. I like how tight it is.
It's not even that tight. It's pretty loose.
It is pretty
I'm just
loose.
fat.
But that's because I was saying you were skinny. I like how tight it is because I can see how much you've been working to lose the. I was just talking to a friend of mine about how you have body dysmorphia.
I've gained a good amount of weight lately. It's not good. They say it's
Dude, it's holiday seasons. You're allowed to gain some weight right now.
Man, I shouldn't be. I ran 5 miles yesterday.
Yeah, and yet you complain about your physical whatever. I can't run 5 miles. I think I have a heart problem.
That's not good. Are you smoking still?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Come on.
Every day. Yeah.
Oh, sometimes every day?
Yeah.
You were doing so well.
Hey, what can I say, man? It just went by the wayside a little bit. I stopped stressing over it because stress is what kills.
Oh.
Cigarettes are fine.
You got
no,
me.
it's that I don't think that's what it is. I don't know what it is, but I definitely when my heart rate gets to a certain level, my chest hurts a lot.
Good.
And it moves from the bottom down here up to here, and then it jumps back down to the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you need to see a cardiologist.
Maybe someday.
Well, here we are. The week before Christmas. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened yet, so that's always a good sign. Rob, how was your beer titled What the Fuck?
Not good.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't drink this beer again. I wouldn't recommend people drink this beer. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not good. If you want an IPA and you want flavor, you're drinking an IPA for some kind of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
This is just it's not giving me any actual flavor. There's a feeling to it when you drink it, but it's not flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, I would say pass on the what the fuck, because you're gonna drink it and you're gonna go, what the fuck?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
why did I pay this money for this beer?
Well, you did.
Well, yeah. That's why. Well, if it's free, drink it.
There you go. I drank the Goose Island Bourbon County, the variant of Backyard Stout from 2023. I don't have the patience nor the space to store these any longer. You know, they put it in a bottle, they put it on the shelf. Drink it, dude. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted you to age it anymore, they would do it themselves. Right, exactly. But there's beer people out there that will buy one to drink now, buy one to drink at a later date. So this is the Backyard Stout version. I do have the original version still in waiting for me to drink it. I'll have that at a different time. I don't know if I'll do it on the show, but it's pretty good. These beers don't go down easy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like something that you can just glug glug glug. These are sipping beers. You have to have a good extended period of time to be able to enjoy it and drink it, sip it. It's got that sweetness to it. I would like a little more bourbon to it. I would like a little more upfront bourbon, kind of bourbon taste to it, but it is there. It's not bad. You can get these releases across the United States on Black Friday. So if you're able to get your hands on it now, it'd probably be unlikely, but you might be able to do so. Otherwise, look for it on Black Fridays each and every year.
Give me a second. Just end the show.
Okay, we're gonna end the show. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that kind of crap. We got t-shirts on TeePublic. we got some cool logos, some cool merch, and now they have tie-dye shirts, which is pretty banging if you ask me. So, we'll be back next week with some Christmas stuff. All right, toodaloo.
Pew! Audio. Goodbye, everyone.